It's a pleasure to have this opportunity to have this interaction with you on this channel. My name is Reverend Jonathan Amankwah Oppong, and I am the Assistant Youth Organizer of the Methodist Church Sunyani Diocese. And it's good we are discussing this topic because this topic is extremely important in today's youth. We are talking about the challenges facing the young people, especially the young people in the church in this generation. And this is a very important thing that as a church we need to consider, and as a people we need to talk about. There are many challenges that are facing the young people in this era, and I'll just highlight a few. First of all, one common challenge these days is about the challenge of secularism. We are at a point where indeed the world has become churchy and the church has also become worldly, to the extent that we can hardly distinguish between things that are sacred and things that are secular. And this is a major challenge that young people are dealing with. Back in the days, a lot of the things were black and white, but these days there seems to be a lot of gray areas because of this attitude of secularism. And it is something that the church needs to act on. Another issue has to do with mental health issues. These are some of the issues that young people are grappling with because of the challenges they have to deal with, because of a lot of concerns that young people are faced with. People are facing depression, some are handling issues that are beyond them, and because we are becoming more individualistic these days, we seem to keep a lot of things to ourselves, and people are dealing a lot with mental health issues. And it's one thing that young people are facing. Another general thing we know, especially in our part of the world, is the issue of unemployment, and that is one thing that is affecting a lot of young people and the things they do. And this is also another crucial area. Again, young people are dealing with the issue of identifying God's purpose for their lives and God's will for them. And that is also an issue that we are dealing with. Let me try to proffer some solutions or things that we can do about it. The church needs to stand with the young people. The church should help us to know what our true doctrines and practices are, especially in the midst of secularism. And when you deal with secularism, you will see that there are so many voices in social media, there are so many voices on air, so many ideas, and in this era where people can just type and get whatever information they want, you see that young people are grappling with so many ideas, and the church needs to intensify its teaching ministry. Regardless of the denomination, we need to intensify our teaching ministry. That is the only way we can help to make things clear. Let's give the young people the keys to make interpretations of scripture, the keys to help us in our understanding of doctrines. We need to equip young people with these skills so that they can decipher for themselves and discern the truth in whatever doctrine they are faced with. And that will help us to deal with this issue of secularism. I also talked about the issue of mental health. We need to build a church that believes in community, a church that believes in sharing with one another. We need to understand, as James gave to us, James told us that we need to confess our sins one to another. It's something that we need to work on so that we can build a community around the young people where they feel safe to share their problems, to share their concerns, so that we deal with a lot of these depression attitudes that we are facing. And coupled with that, let me mention that we have a lot of challenges with social media addictions here and there, and all sort of addictions, and all that forms part of the mental health issues. And we need to be a church that is available, that is open, a church that is willing to offer guidelines or to be there to support those who are dealing with all these issues. Again, I talked about social issues with regards to unemployment, and these are things that we cannot run away from. There are a lot of unemployed young people in the streets out there, people who are hungry to get jobs, hungry to get money, and because of that they are resorting to all sorts of things. And as a church, yes, we have a role to play. Of course, even though we may not be politicians or we may not be in governance to make policies, we still have a role to play. We need to stand in as advocates for these young people as we engage with our leaders of the nation. Again, we as a church can also create some opportunities to help some of these young people. There are some job opportunities that we can consider our young people in the church. There are some institutions that the church can also come up with as a way of creating employment. There are so many things we can put together. So for us, we see it as a challenge, and we start the discussion. We will come up with good ideas that will help create these opportunities for the young people. And finally, as I conclude, I want to say that the future of the church is based on these young people of this generation. And if we don't equip them with the right knowledge, with the right skill, with the right mentality and attitude, then we can't boast of a glorious church in the future. So let's all come on board. Let's do our best. Let's reach out to the young people. I encourage our father figures to stand out as mentors, our mother figures to stand out as mentors, to encourage the young people, guiding them, bearing with their weaknesses and shortcomings, and gradually guiding them with all the right principles that will help them to live a better life. I believe when we come on board, you do your part, I do my part, the young people will have a bright future. I pray that we stand with the young people of this generation. I stand for the young people, and I trust that the Lord will carry us on the right path. God bless you.